Bonjour Afrique, mon Afrique Télévision, un plaisir, un honneur une fois de plus de vous avoir. Nous sommes ici à Conférence Import-Export des États-Unis, abrégé Exim Banque, qui se tient à Washington DC tous les ans. Tout à l'heure, nous aurons l'occasion d'avoir l'ouverture et le mot de bienvenue du président de cette conférence. Il est attendu ici les ministres, les gouverneurs, les membres du Parlement américain, dans quelques instants. Nous allons avoir le mot de bienvenue du ministre du Commerce des États-Unis, du ministre des business, petites et moyennes entreprises, du corps des membres du gouvernement. Exim Banque, généralement, avant le gouvernement Trump, il y avait beaucoup de représentants des pays africains ici. L'année passée, on n'a pas vu beaucoup. Nous allons essayer de visiter avec vous pour voir si cette année, ils sont là. L'année dernière, les organisateurs nous avaient dit qu'à cause de la difficulté des visas, beaucoup n'ont pas pu faire le déplacement. Afrique, mon Afrique Télévision, princesse journaliste Doudou Teklengoulé. Nous sommes à Washington DC pour la conférence Import-Export du commerce américain. Nous allons commencer dans quelques instants, mais pour le moment, les gens font le networking, prennent un petit café, petit déjeuner, un petit quelque chose pour permettre que ceux qui vont arriver, je vois un nom africain ici, Tosam Ololo, Félix Muno, on dirait que c'est africain. Hello, I have I feel like it's African name. This is Africa, my Africa television. Where you guys coming from, please?
ECI.
Where?
Export Credit Insurance. That's our division.
You reside here?
Yes. We work with banks.
With bank?
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell us something about your representation here, Africa, my Africa television?
We work with exporting credit insurance. That's what we do. We support the exporters exporting outside of the US.
Ok. Donc, ce sont les Africains, mais ils sont ici à Washington DC. Comme je vous ai dit, les délégations sont rares depuis l'année passée. Avant, on voyait les Congolais, les Sénégalais, les Camerounais, les Africains venus de plusieurs pays, les Nigérians, les Ghanéens, qui venaient à cette convention. Mais depuis l'année passée, sûrement à cause de la dureté du visa américain, ces Africains-là, l'année dernière, étaient quasi absents. Nous allons voir cette année, ça commence, ça ouvre seulement, c'est le petit matin ici à Washington DC. Nous allons voir comment cette journée va se passer. Afrique, mon Afrique Télévision, un plaisir, un honneur de vous avoir, princesse journaliste Doudou Teklengoulé, là où le monde bougera, nous y serons pour vous. Nous allons commencer la journée. Pour le moment, ce sont les enregistrements, petit café, petit déjeuner. Et après, la convention en elle-même va s'ouvrir avec le mot de bienvenue du ministre du Commerce des États-Unis et du président de cette représentativité Exim Banque, le directeur de ce programme qui aura un mot de bienvenue adressé à tous ceux qui sont présents ici aujourd'hui. Nous allons voir si nous allons trouver les Africains cette année. L'année passée, franchement, ils étaient quasi absents. Et quelques-uns qu'on retrouvait, ils venaient des États ici aux États-Unis. Je vous reviens tout à l'heure après le déjeuner matinal, lors de l'ouverture, la plénitude de la section. Restez connectés. Merci.
Which this administration is doing, and it's what you're doing when you're investing and growing your businesses. The second one is relentlessly pursuing American energy dominance. I'll talk more about that in a moment. And number three, securing our supply chains. Been talked about a lot today, but we can't build a strong nation. We can't have energy security, food security. Can't have manufacturing or supply chain security if everything is dependent on our adversaries for core components. And whether that's being dependent on someone like Russia for uranium to run our nuclear power plants, as it was the case when the Russians invaded Ukraine, or whether it's some of the dependencies that we've dropped into with China on critical minerals. This is important. This is a major focus of the administration of the Exim Bank, is securing those supply chains. And the last thing, of course, is leading in the industries of the future, so America's economic and national security could be endowed, and nothing had a higher priority than winning the AI arms race. And you can't win the AI arms race unless you win the power and electricity race, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I said I would mention more about energy dominance. Some people are confused. Dominance means simply one thing. It means that it's not just energy independence. It's not some net put and take that we export the same amount we import, and on balance, that regardless of where our supply chains are, we're, quote, energy independent. No, energy dominance is when we've got the energy to supply all of our own needs, and we can support our friends and allies, and so that they don't have to buy from people that are waging war against them or us, or people that are waging terrorism against us, our allies, or literally, in some cases, holding the whole world hostage, as we see right now with the IRGC. So it is energy dominance is about peace abroad, it's about prosperity at home, it's about those two things. And the National Energy Dominance Council, which was created, as John said, by the president, by executive order, were housed in the EEOB, so inside the White House complex. And that group, it's not like the NEC, which is a fantastic group led by Kevin Hassett, a brilliant set of people, and they weigh in on every policy decision you could possibly imagine. They produce reports, they do all that. That's their lane. You've got the NSC, which as head of the National Energy Dominance Council, I sit on the National Security Council. The NSC focused and superb right now in providing intelligence for decision makers. The NEDC, think of us like a governor's economic development group where you come to us, like you go to one state and say, hey, we're thinking about building in your state versus two other states. What does the economic development group of a governor do? They spring into action to tell you why you should build in their state. And what do you need? What help do you need? You need introductions, you need permits, you need whatever kind of help you need, site location. Whatever it is to get done. That's what we do at the NEDC. We are about building stuff. America.
USGS puts out a report every year on critical minerals. And the front page of that report has a chart that shows how many, or the value of the stuff that we mine, the stuff that we import, and what we export. And it's about $120 billion. And then it goes over to another column and it shows the value of those products when we refine them. And it's about $1 trillion. And then the final column is the value to the economy when we manufacture goods, and it's about $4 trillion. When we decided that we would offshore or allow the offshoring of production of critical minerals, we allow all of that wealth that gets generated from producing those things to go offshore with it. And if you look at it in that perspective, when we're importing it, we're exporting our wealth. When we produce it, we're releasing our wealth. I mean, you all know this. Everything in this room, from the food on your table to the table itself, was either grown or mined. Even the light rays emitting from the electrons in the light bulbs came from something that was mined, or they were transmitted here definitely through something that was mined. We have such a great opportunity in our country, not only to make our economy more resilient, not only to make our security stronger, but also to provide great paying jobs, to release the wealth that's contained in the resources that we have. And I see that as our challenge in this day and generation. That is something that's definitely worthy to be remembered. So I hope that you look at your job like I look at my job, that it's more than just, in my case, passing a bill or getting some win in Congress. This is about creating an atmosphere and an environment for the future where we can be good stewards of what we have and where we continue to make this country as great as this country can possibly be.
But all looking to enable, empower, and fuel America's reindustrialization. Today we have with us Senator Jim Banks from the great state of Indiana, someone who is on the Senate Banking Committee that oversees Exim. He's been a tremendous ally and advocate of the bank and the great manufacturing renaissance that's occurring in Indiana. We have with us Congressman, but for me, Chairman Warren Davidson, and his very lovely wife, Mrs. Davidson, is joining us today. He's on the House Financial Services Subcommittee that oversees Exim. Again, a tremendous advocate, someone who is deeply committed as a West Point cadet, all throughout his home with some of the largest mining, extractive, and processing facilities, resources that have actually shaped and fueled America for decades. And it's our hope that we look at Exim that we can bring it back to its future. This conversation is going to be made and curated by someone I'm sure you're used to watching at home on television. The great Jason Miller, someone who isn't just a great friend of Exim, someone who's a brilliant both media mind and strategist, and I'm proud to call him friend as well. So please welcome our Capitol Hill panel.
Thank you, Chairman. This is a much friendlier panel than I'm used to. Usually I have Amy Jones and Jen Psaki and Green John here, so this could be up here with a couple of folks who see a little bit more eye to eye when it comes to importance. Before I jump in addition to a great chairman, Johnny Wadovich, who's done an excellent job at this conference, I want to pay recognition to a couple of the Exim staffers and team members who've done such a good job putting this all together, including Alyssa Pettis, Jeff Wilson, Sarah Whitten, Tamar Wells. If you don't know Tamar, she makes the schedule happen, so if you're not nice to her, then you're out. But I want to go ahead and dive in right away. Senator Jim Banks from Indiana. Senator, we've talked about how important Indiana is for reindustrializing America.